What is up, everybody? We are doing another surprise live stream. We said yesterday that we would see you again for Dexter Resurrection, and that's partially true. We are here for Dexter Resurrection.
Yeah, that
But
is not false.
Nick reached out today and he sent me the trailer. Honestly, I completely forgot that it was dropping today. You told me yesterday and I was so excited, completely forgot. And so
Wow.
all of a sudden I
How does
get
your
this.
brain work? That's all I've been
I
thinking about today.
I have a million things going on. I'm sorry.
It's
Um
fascinating.
So all of a sudden I get this. You just sent me a link, no like new Dexter trailer or anything, just a
I
link,
didn't think
and
I
I
needed to give you context.
and
I
I
told you
well,
yesterday I'd send you the link, and I sent you the link.
right, you didn't, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, here we go. And I watched it, and I am just so in love with what they're doing for this season. It is so much better than the story that I could have concocted in my head.
So
It is
you've been like
so
relatively
perfect.
like you've been like relatively blind up until this point.
Yeah, I had gotten no story spoilers whatsoever. We had talked about there being like multiple serial killers, and that was the first I had heard of that.
Gotcha.
Um, and so I thought Neil Patrick Harris was maybe like a relative of Dexter's or
Mm,
something. I
gotcha.
had no idea that he was also a
Dude,
serial killer.
almost all of the guest stars that were previously announced are playing
Or,
serial killers, with the
right.
exception of Uma Thurman and maybe Peter Dinklage. I really don't. Peter Dinklage's role is still kind of mysterious, just in terms of like what I don't know what his motives are for bringing all these
Mm,
people together. But
yeah,
he is most definitely the what is.
mastermind.
I mean, I would imagine he is going to be by the end of it will be considered the villain of the season, and he's bringing together all of these serial killers. But
Yeah,
and I don't know how much you want me to say
I
because there was some stuff that came out yesterday. New like they
out of the
released a
Comic
teaser
Con or
for the
whatever.
well, they released a teaser for the trailer yesterday, and then an
Saw
article
that, yeah.
dropped on USA Today, I think it was, where they interviewed Clyde Phillips, and he was talking about the like kind of the thought process for introducing all of these guest stars.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know anything beyond this, so it's not really spoilers. I would say, but they did
Okay.
basically confirm that they're introducing all of these killers, and not all of them are going to like die in this season. They're going to go on to be
Sure.
characters, potential villains, bad guys
Right.
in later seasons.
That's
Um,
cool. That's a
so
great
yeah,
idea.
which is on another completely different note, like just something they've never done
Never
before.
done before.
I've always wanted them to.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, I got really excited back when the last 3 seasons of the original run, and I started to, or by the time we got to season 8, and it was the brain surgeon thing, which
Yeah.
obviously turned out to be, I didn't love that, but um, looking back on it in retrospect, I'm almost positive my conspiracy theory is that they were introducing Lewis, which is the intern at Miami,
Yes.
who stole like the ice
The
truck killer
hand.
arm, yeah, the
Yep.
hand and everything. I was like, but he ended up having to leave to go do he got a part on Broadway or something, and was like, sorry, I got to peace out, and they killed him off in season
Right.
7. And I was like, I think the original plan was to play the long game with him and have him become a villain in the
Yep.
final season, which is like not the same thing they're doing here necessarily, but like having the kind of like playing the long game. Almost all
Yes.
of the seasons are like self-contained in terms of
Yeah.
like villains and stuff. So to
I
see that
like that
they're
a lot
trying something
more.
new is
Yep.
really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. That's super cool. I didn't know that. But my theory is that Peter Dinklage is getting all these people together either for like a game, like what's the most dangerous game
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
like he's doing
thing.
some kind of like competition, and he wants all the
Yeah.
competitors to be serial killers.
Yeah.
Um which because like they introduce, I mean, what we do know about the character, his name is Leon, and he is a billionaire philanthropist with
Right.
clearly an obsession with serial killers, and he talks in
Yeah.
the trailer about priding himself on being able to like acquire things. So it sounds like he's
Yes.
a collector
He's a collector. Yeah.
of sorts. So this very much seems like, yeah, he's like hosting some kind of game, and he's gathered all these serial killers together for that purpose.
Right.
How he ropes Dexter, first of all, how he even knows Dexter is a serial killer, I have no idea.
I know.
How he convinces Dexter to go along with this, I have no idea.
Well, there's a part in the trailer where Harry shows up and he's like, you're not being careful, Dexter. And Dexter says, I'm tired of being careful. And it's almost, I think it's this moment where Dexter is gonna cut loose and just start fucking killing people.
Well, I hope it's not. You're probably right, but I hope he's not like killing innocent people, because that would get kind. You know what I mean? Like he
I don't know.
He needs to stay focused, because like at the moment he starts killing innocent people, I think he's just kind of. I think he's like.
I mean, what did he do in New Blood? He killed innocent people.
Yeah, he killed one innocent person on accident. You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Did he kill the cop on accident?
Yeah. I mean,
oh, okay.
He didn't want to kill him. He pulled his gun and he fired it. And he like flinched and broke his neck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right to a degree. I think this is leading to him kind of being like, I've been careful all my life. I've been like super careful my entire life, and look what it's gotten me. I'm gonna kind of let loose a little bit, and not like let loose. I'm gonna kill innocent people, but just like I'm gonna just do everything.
Everything I want to do.
I'm doing me, which is I'm gonna start finding people and killing them.
Yeah.
But also they have released, a synopsis of the season, just in like story wise, whatever. It's very vague, but it does.
Yeah.
Like his whole he goes on the run and goes to New York City in pursuit of Harrison.
Yes.
So he wants to rekindle things with Harrison. He wants to make what happened in New Blood right.
Yeah.
And so that factors into it. So like how Harrison factors into that, and how Leon's game or whatever it ends up being factors into the Harrisons, because they have to be interlocked.
They have to be connected.
There's got to be something about Harrison that is convincing him to kind of go along with this, or he's got to have some,
Do you think Harrison lets it slip to somebody that his dad is the Bay Harbor Butcher?
Maybe it's possible.
Yeah,
but like one character,
maybe the girl.
Uma Thurman's character, you mean?
No, there's like a girl that Harrison is friends with or seeing or something
at the hotel. Yeah, there's a girl at the hotel that he's friends with. My theory related to that, because we do know he works at this like 5-star hotel in New York City, and he's friends with one of the girls that works there. And in the trailer, very clearly you see Dexter, or you see Harrison. What appears to be that Harrison has killed someone. And he's trying to dispose of the body. And I think this is, if I had to guess, this is Harrison realizing someone is going to hurt his friend.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to try and do what my dad showed me. And I'm going to try and do this. And it looks like he's not very good at it. Like he's trying to wrap the body up in plastic, and there's blood all over the floor. And it's like he's dragging a bloody corpse through a kitchen or whatever with a meat cleaver. It looks like a mess. I have a feeling that's going to be Dexter's in. Like, I feel like a lot of the season is going to be Dexter watching Harrison from the shadows. Like, where's my opening? To like reintroduce myself into his life and hopefully convince him to like not hate me. And I think he's going to swoop in and save the day and help him dispose of a body. I mean, that's my theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, like from the trailer, it seems very clearly that Harrison is going to kind of, as much as whether he wants to or not, he's going to end up kind of following in his dad's footsteps.
Right.
And I think that's exciting. I mean, there was a whole season of New Blood, season 2, that was written about Harrison following in his dad's footsteps, and they scrapped it. And I'm pretty sure they're repurposing some of that here.
Yeah, so, they have to be, because if you ignore the obvious subplot that is Harrison dealing with his own dark passenger, like I'd be super disappointed if they went that route because it kind of seemed like they were going that route in New Blood where it's like, oh, maybe he doesn't have a dark passenger.
Yeah.
But if they didn't do that, I'd be kind of upset.
I mean, I don't think there's any way they can ignore it. And but honestly, I do hope they continue to kind of explore the differences between them, because I don't want him to just be a carbon copy of Dexter, and I don't want.
Sure. Yeah.
And one thing I loved about the end of New Blood was the Harrison obviously goes up, like, shoots his dad,
Yeah.
and then Angela shows up, and the first thing he does is get on his knees and, like, put his hands out, like, arrest me, like, I'm so sorry, I did this. And it's like Dexter would never have done that. So it's like you can tell he had, like, as a character, as a person, he has empathy, he has a conscience, which is something that Dexter more or less lacks entirely. So I hope they continue to explore that and to acknowledge the fact that Harrison, even if he's using the things that his father taught him, he's hopefully trying to not be his father
Right.
verbatim.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a really interesting approach, and it looks like it's going to be unlike anything that's ever been on the show. I think it's really clear after watching the trailer that this is definitely going to have its own vibe, its own personality, its
Yeah.
own identity, and I think if this just came out and it just looked like they were like, well, the original series is what everybody loves, so let's just do that again, but in New York City, I think it would have been super disappointing. So
Yeah.
they're trying some new shit. And that's
I love the new vibe. I think it feels great. It's super it's hype as hell. It is sick.
We're getting the Batista
Yes.
reunion. We got a taste of it in the trailer, I
Yeah.
know it's going. So one thing you probably
go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the other thing, this is kind of unusual, but Showtime yesterday released the entire list of episode titles for the first season.
Oh, do I want to know them?
I mean, they're per usual. They're all very, like,
Vague.
Not vague isn't even the right word. They're designed to make you kind of, like, speculate. They're word games.
Oh, okay.
They're, you don't know what they really mean.
Right.
But there's one in particular that makes me go, fuck.
What is it?
It's Touched by an Angel. Angel
Oh,
Batista.
okay, yeah.
I mean, that's obvious. Like, that has to be it. It's called Touched by an Angel. I was like, it has to be referring to Angel.
Which number is it?
8.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's like almost the very end. And also there's an episode titled The Kill Room Where It Happens. And I didn't realize this, and I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, "Oh, like Hamilton." And I was like Hamilton? What?
Hamilton.
And she's like, "There's a song in Hamilton called The Room Where It Happens." And I was like, "Holy shit, you're right."
Oh.
I was like, is this motherfucker gonna kill someone on Broadway? Because that would be wild.
I mean, they have to. It's New York, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna hit the hot spots, and
yeah,
they've got to use those backdrops and stuff. It just, like, they're really playful. They're really playful titles, and, like, the whole, like, every episode, like, I read the whole list and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what any of these mean, but I'm so excited.
There's that one set photo where they're in a wig shop.
Yeah.
So that could be related to the Broadway.
It could be. They could be in the dressing room of Broadway or something. Yeah. Oh man, it's super exciting. But yeah, like, yesterday was kind of a big news day. They dropped the teaser for the trailer, the episode list, and like an article on USA Today where they talked about all the guest stars, all the serial killers, and revealed their, like, serial killer, like, nicknames, like what people call them and stuff, and, like, a little bit about each of them. Which if you don't want to know that kind of stuff, then maybe just wait. I don't want to spoil that for anybody if they don't want to know.
Yeah, maybe I'll wait.
But yeah, it's it's funny how much information they're giving and how confused I still feel. Like,
well, I think
not in, like, a bad way, but, like, I don't feel like I know what the fuck is gonna happen, and that's,
well, I felt that way. I still don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't even really have any theories for the most part. But up until the trailer, I was literally like, okay, we've gotten all these set photos, we've seen Neil Patrick Harris, we've seen, all these famous people.
Kristen Ritter, Neil Patrick Harris, Eric Stone Street from Modern Family.
Yeah.
oh my god, who am I? Oh, Dave.
Dinklage.
Yeah, Dinklage, but like, what's his name from Late Night with the Devil? I can't remember his name. I can never remember his name.
Oh, I don't know.
He's a David Dastmalchian.
Oh, okay.
You see him in the trailer, you'd recognize him. He's a big name, big face in like horror films.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's playing one of the serial killers, which is exciting. And there's even a character who's not in the trailer, but he's from Ozark. Do you ever watch Ozark?
Oh yeah, I loved Ozark. I saw 2 or 3 seasons of it.
Yeah. What the fuck is his name? Oh my god. Now I gotta.
But
I'll find it here in a second. But
yeah. Up until the trailer drop, or until I saw it like literally like an hour ago or something,
mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't comprehend how all of these pieces come together. You have New York City, you have
mm-hmm.
Dexter in the hospital, and then Dexter in this like truck later on,
mm-hmm.
and then you have Harrison working at the not hospital, at the
hotel.
Hotel, thank you. And then you have all these, like, you have like Lady Vengeance, and you have Uma Thurman and Peter Dinklage, and I'm like, how what is the story here? How does this all come together? And watching the trailer, I was like, oh, like I'm starting to understand what they're going for
together
here. Yeah,
it's starting to come together, but it's still
yeah.
Like, I still have so many questions, and I kind of hope that's just the way it stays until I watch the show. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If they drop a second trailer before it airs, I will eat it up. But
oh, sure,
I would be totally fine if this is the last thing they showed us until the premiere, because it's not that long of a wait. It's about 40 days from now.
Yeah, but who's counting?
This guy, I'm counting.
Yeah. So tonight this isn't gonna be a long live stream, everybody. Let's watch the trailer in its entirety, and then we can go back to moments and comment on it. We've talked about a lot of it already. Sure. But yeah, let's do that. And by the way, this is such a rabbit hole, but I shot myself in the finger today with a nail gun. I'm a carpenter, and I was using a framing nail gun. So this isn't like little like trim nails or anything. This is like a big framing nail. And I have this frame that I'm building outside, and I'm working at this lovely couple's home. They've been so inviting. They fed me dinner and give me like all sorts of drinks all day and stuff, non-alcoholic, but just like, cold drinks.
Yeah, I was like, that explains the finger.
No, but they're just like the nicest people in the world, and so I never want to alarm them, right? But I have it up on the sawhorses, and I'm nailing this thing together, and I am very, very conscious. I've used a nail gun for almost 12 years. Like, I'm very conscious of, safety and where my hand is positioned when I'm using it and stuff like that. Very conscious of it. And my hand was appropriately distanced, but what happened was the nail gun was at a weird angle, and I shot one nail, and if you don't know, if you hold down the trigger on a nail gun, it doesn't just shoot. Like, you can't just fire it. There's like a nozzle, like a muzzle on it that gets compressed, and when that gets compressed, it opens up the trigger to be able to shoot. And you can bump, like you can hold down the trigger and bump it onto things, and it'll shoot. Yeah. So I got my hand here, and I shoot one nail, and I must have just barely like come back and forward enough to re-engage that thing, and it shot a second nail, and it was close enough to ricochet off the wood. It didn't even go into the wood, and all of a sudden, it's just a pressure. Like, it doesn't really hurt. Like, all of a sudden, there's just like a pressure on my finger, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I dropped the nail gun, and I look down, and I have a nail going straight through my finger. And like the whole,
you're laughing about this?
Yeah, like it wasn't like
I'm
I've been
assuming you went to the hospital.
No. I've been shot with a nail gun before. It's not like as big of a deal as you would think it is, especially because
So it didn't go through like where your bone is.
it didn't go through the bone. It like went right under the bone through like the meat of my finger, and it was bleeding a lot, and I pulled the nail out and it just starts like bleeding like crazy. And so I like very calmly, I'm like, okay. I go up to the door and I hold my hand behind my back, and I yell for the guy. I'm like, hey, could you like come here for a second? And he's like, sure. And he like comes up to the door. I'm like, hey, so I don't want you to freak out. It's not as big of a deal as you're gonna think it is. And he's like, okay. He's like, what's going on? And I pull my hand out and it is covered in blood.
Oh fuck, dude.
And he is like, oh my god. And
yeah, that's the proper reaction.
And I'm like, I'm totally fine. I just need something to compress this with. And he's like, okay. So he gets his wife and she comes out with the whole first aid kit, and we like clean it and wrap it up. I took some Tylenol and ibuprofen. It was fine. And so yeah, I got shot with a nail today.
Hey, okay. That's yeah.
Thought that would be a fun story for the podcast. Honestly, it's totally fine. Like, it is not like, it doesn't hurt at all. Like, I can move my finger. It's totally fine.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and just be like, what the fuck?
I know, all the adrenaline just worn off, and like,
this hurts so bad.
Yeah,
I hope that's not the case, but
me too. Yeah, me too. No, I've been shot with nails several times. I got one right through the like the webbing between your thumb and forefinger. I've gotten one in the leg. Yeah. So it's an occupational hazard. Anyways, let's watch the trailer for Dexter Resurrection. Let's do it.
How's this work? You put it on the screen?
Yep.
Huh, cool.
Dexter Resurrection. Share. Okay, so we're just gonna watch the whole thing, and we can make comments after, and after we can go like piece by piece.
Okay.
But also the song in this trailer is so good. I feel like they picked the perfect song. You guys will hear it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Only in New York.
It's a little choppy for me. Is that just?
Is it?
Somebody once
Yeah, a
told
little
me.
bit. Yeah, it's.
You have to go through hell
It's chugging.
to achieve resurrection.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how to help that.
I mean, that's fine. I've seen it 100 times. If it's not going to be a problem for anybody else, that's fine.
Okay, because it's looking like even on StreamYard for me, it's looking okay.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Hallelujah.
It's a little better now, too.
It's like seeing a ghost.
There we go.
Chief Bishop told me that you were alive. She said that you were the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Yeah.
So much for the happy reunion. What better place to hide?
It's the greatest city in the world.
Where nobody knows who you really are. Tell me more about your friends.
Prater likes to own things. Time to meet the man of the manor.
Welcome. I cannot express how excited I am to meet you.
You really like serial killers.
I pride myself on finding the best of the best in every field.
That
Show
guy.
and tell
Okay.
today.
So there are others on their way. Only in New York.
Tonight's the night.
Invitation delivered.
This is the dark path you're going down. I heard you to be careful, son.
I'm tired of being careful.
This is my favorite part.
That's such a good. Oh my god! And it's such a great way to end that trailer. Just like it looks dark, it looks twisted, and it also has cheek, man. Like,
Yep.
That's-
It's the
What
best
do you
part.
think?
what do you think? Like, oh, I'll tell you what I think, bro. You look like the
What do you
Unabomber,
think?
but it's so good.
It's so good. It's so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So, remind me before the end of the stream. I want to ask you about your bingo card.
I haven't made one for Resurrection yet.
Okay. I want to talk real quick, and we can go to the beginning or whatever. But where's the part? This Dark Passenger strikes again.
This is almost certainly like part of his inner, like, you know, in Original Sin where he's projecting things and he sees like the bow tie on the dead body and stuff. Like, I think this
Oh,
is him imagining like how the world sees him, as like he's opening his newspaper and seeing stories about him, the Dark Passenger, killing. You know, I think this is all in his mind.
okay. So you
and
don't think
that's-
this is Harrison?
No, I don't think that's real. I think that's all imaginary. I
Okay.
mean, that's my theory. It could be about I mean, I don't think Harrison's going to be like full blown serial killer. I think he's just
Yeah.
So, I think this is him. I think this is him, like kind of like tying back into what you were saying about him wanting to kind of like let loose a little bit, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm having fun. And
Yep.
it's like, this is how the world sees me. I'm the dark passage, kind of like how I'm the dark defender from season
Right.
2. You know.
Yeah.
I think he's just like kind of like smitten with himself and enjoying the attention or something.
Right. Yeah.
Or hoping for the attention. I don't know. But I did notice that. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. And then we see on the right, rideshare drivers targeted by serial killer.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I don't know, because like none of the, like in that article I mentioned where they talk about all the guest stars and they're like their characters and stuff, there's no mention of anybody who targets like rideshare drivers.
Okay.
In fact, like they talk about like who they are, like what their kind of like background is, and who they like what they like to kill or who they like to kill.
Right. Okay.
And none of them mention rideshare drivers, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe the one thing they didn't really go into detail about is Kristen Ritter's Lady Vengeance. And
I was just about to say Lady
I don't
Vengeance.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who she targets specifically, so maybe she targets rideshare drivers or something. I don't know.
We do see her. There's a real quick clip or an image or something of her trying to get into a taxi.
Yeah.
And
I saw that.
Dexter like
stops her.
closing the door. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be her.
Yeah, could be. And then major crime continues to surge in New York City, up 27% this year. New police something.
Yeah.
And then most of the make
Also, I could be wrong. Well, that ad on the blue ad on the right hand side might be alluding to, there's this like tech corporation or tech company that's part of all this. He's like in the behind the scenes shot, he's running around with a backpack that has their logo on it, and that could be it. It's kind of hard to tell from here.
Sure. We do see Tech Corporation launches another rocket.
That's referring to probably a different
right
corporation. Yeah.
Right. A little cheeky. Okay, so let's go to the beginning here.
Only in New York.
And that's kind of the. So
he's in a coma.
He's in a coma here. Is it gonna let me skip forward?
You'll probably have to
there we go.
Skip along. Okay.
So we get Angel, and he's coming in, and the way he addresses Dexter is interesting. Let's just watch this clip really fast.
Dexter, it's like seeing a ghost. Chief Bishop
He hugs
told me
him.
that you were alive.
Yeah.
She said that you were the Bay Harbor butcher.
So he's not like, you motherfucker. Like he's
I don't. Well, first of all, I think there's a lot to unpack there, and I think the trailer is probably cut very specifically to kind of like hide a lot of these details or whatever. But like,
Sure.
one, Angel, and Angel is like he sees the good in people, everywhere. And
Right.
I think he's not just going to take Angela's word at face value and just go with it. So, but he's going to but he's also a good cop. So he's like, I'm going to look into it.
Right.
So I imagine he's like he's keeping an open mind and being
Yeah.
like, I'm going to ask him about this, but this was a friend.
Yeah. Right.
And, so yeah, I'm fascinated to see that whole scene play out. And
Yeah.
Angel, it's worth mentioning because one of the biggest, complaints after New Blood was everybody was waiting for this reunion between these two characters.
Right.
And obviously it never materialized. And David Zayas is billed as a series regular on this show. So this is not just going to be he flies in and then disappears again. Like, he is a main character of the entire series, or at least for the foreseeable future. So it's exciting. But yeah, it's kind of hard because I was talking to John from Dexter Daily earlier, and he was like, well, he doesn't mention anything about Logan, the police officer that he essentially murdered at the end of New Blood. And I was like, I think if I had to guess, like, the trailers just kind of cut really fast to kind of get around some of those things, but it's gonna come up. But when you think about it, Angela's theory about him being the Bay Harbor Butcher was far from
perfect
and provable at the moment when he was shot.
Yeah.
Things. So if you ask me, they probably didn't. There's probably not enough evidence at this point to and not to mention he's in a coma and nobody can interrogate him or do anything. And then Harrison disappeared, so it's kind of what do? You have to wait for him to come out of the coma, and then from that point, then you can kind of pick up the investigation and run with it. So I am a little surprised he's not handcuffed to the bed, but maybe they'll address that in the,
that's what I was going to ask, because right here we see him
what even is this place that he's in?
Yeah. He's able to,
I mean, I'm presuming he's in Iron Lake here, and he's in some, because it's a small town, so
because he's in his bathrobe, he's not in a disguise,
right? I think the beginning of the show takes place in or around Iron Lake, and it's just a small medical facility, not a lot of security, whatever, and he's in a coma, and they don't have evidence, they don't have that proves he did anything yet, so it's kind of we have to wait and see what happens when he wakes up. And then that's where Batista comes in. I imagine he's waiting for him to come out of it. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of questions around this part of the trailer, and I'm sure that first episode is probably going to be very heavily dealing with this. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if because the premiere is a 2-episode premiere.
We're probably not in New York until
New York City. He probably doesn't even make it to New York City until episode 2. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you see he's got a bag here. He's able to just lift the window, which is crazy.
Yes.
Again, why is he not handcuffed? But he's got this bag, so I assume that's all his stuff. Somehow he got a hold of that.
Also, and this is a thought I haven't really considered, Angela told Batista that she had a theory that he was the Bay Harbor Butcher. She didn't even tell Logan that. Logan had no idea what was going on.
Right.
Angela was being very secretive about it at the end of New Blood until she had more evidence.
Right.
So essentially, he killed the only other person who even knew what was going on. Teddy was out driving around Iron Lake. And then he was at the Caldwell house or whatever when everything went down. So he never even saw what happened.
Right.
So technically speaking, if you're as an outsider coming into that situation, unless Angela spilled the beans, maybe Angela decides to keep some of that stuff close to the vest until he wakes up. So in theory, the only thing we know is that Angela told Batista that he is in their jail cell, and she has a theory that he might be the Bay Harbor Butcher, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, so and clearly something happened to Logan, but we don't know what.
Right.
So
do you
I don't know.
Do you think he tries to silence Angela?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, I don't think Angela appears. I could be wrong, unless they're keeping that secret. I don't think she appears in the show.
No, really?
Yeah, she is the one missing. The strange thing is Teddy is in the show. Teddy is in Resurrection, but Angela
Really?
Bishop is not. Unless they're holding that close to the vest and it's a surprise. Which I think would be difficult to keep that secret. So yeah, I don't really know how they're going to address that. I think her return. If you ask me, it's probably more of a logistical thing for her. Like,
Yeah.
they just probably couldn't get her, and they had to write around her. But I feel like her return eventually is kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Do you think maybe they couldn't get her? I
It's
can't
possible.
imagine she has other work. I haven't seen her, and I just mean like she's not like a famous actor that has like tons of options, you know?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she's just not maybe she's choosing not to do any acting right now. I don't know.
Could be. Okay. So he gets in this car. Just some conspiracy theorist
So much for the happy.
Yeah.
SUV.
Stole someone's car covered in conspiracy theory bumper stickers.
Yeah. And what did that say? 70 miles.
70
So
miles from New York City.
how long do you think so 70 miles, like, that's not that far. It's only like an hour's drive.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
not like a little bit more.
We know
maybe.
Iron Lake is in upstate New York, so
Okay.
70 miles makes sense to me.
So he's going to New York City, and he says it here in a second, to kind of get lost in the city because it's probably very hard to find people.
I think he's probably going to catch wind that Harrison was last seen in New York City or something. Maybe Batista says something that kind of like
about it.
You know, he's looking for Harrison to like talk to him because like maybe he's the only person who knows what truly happened in the woods out there.
Right.
And maybe Angela told him to find Harrison. That'd be the first step. And maybe he tells Dexter that he thinks he's in New York City, but he doesn't know for sure yet. And it's my first stop after leaving. One way or the other, I think the driving force taking him to New York City is Harrison.
Sure. Okay. Do you think how long do you think he's in a coma for?
According to all the stuff they've released, a matter of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, the coma thing is not as surprising. Like, I don't know the logistics of healing from a gunshot wound to the chest.
Well, I think, Michael C. Hall had said in like a YouTube short or a TikTok or something, he's like, the only thing I can say about it is that it's very cold out there.
Yeah,
and so maybe the cold slowed the bleeding and.
But I'm just saying, like, the actual, like...
Sure.
Like, he's moving around, like, everything's fine, but, like,
a
few weeks ago, he had a hole in his chest.
Yeah, so maybe they'll address that. Maybe he'll have, like a constant pain that he's dealing with or something.
I think if they're smart about it, they will incorporate that and make that kind of, like, a weakness that gets exploited periodically and, like, something that, like, gets him into some hot water periodically and... him overexerting himself. I mean, like they've done it pretty well so far. Like with Original Sin, the whole thing with him giving blood and then getting woozy later. Like
I wonder if that'll come up while he's in the hospital. If he's like, I don't like being hooked up to these tubes and stuff like that.
It's possible.
It'd be interesting. Okay. Dexter lives. I just love Dexter lives. It's like what everybody wants to see.
Right next to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. So good.
It's kind of hilarious.
This song is fantastic, dude. It's so good. Is this a popular song? Have you heard this before?
Yeah. I have.
It is?
I think it's a classic. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What better place to hide?
It's the greatest city in the world.
Where nobody knows.
Yeah. What better place to hide?
That
and just
taxi driver that says this is the greatest city in the world is a major character.
What?
Yeah, that guy. He's a major
Really?
character. Yeah. I don't know. Like there are shots of Dexter at his house.
No shit.
Yeah, having dinner with his family. So like, yeah, he's a major character.
Interesting. And then you go back to the newspaper where it's like rideshare drivers killed.
I mean, I feel like this was probably gonna like bring him into like he forms like a friendship with this guy, and that's gonna somehow bring him cross paths with Kristen Ritter's character. And
Yeah.
I
Could
don't know.
be. Could be. Maybe this is kind of the guy that brings out Dexter's like human side, kind of,
Yeah, maybe.
as like a
Or maybe
real
he's a
connection.
bad guy. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
You
could
never-
be.
Who the fuck knows?
I love this shot where he's clearly like in his hotel room and he sits back with his freedom, just like pops his collar
Yeah.
and just like
He
chilling.
he looks like he's having fun. Which is
Yeah, like it looks like he's just like, let's fucking go. So ride and die, we get these rideshare drivers mutilated.
Oh, you know what I'm wondering?
Huh?
What if there's this what if there is a serial killer that's killing these Uber drivers and they call him the dark passenger because he's a
Oh,
passenger in the Uber drivers. So maybe he is an actual killer. Maybe this dark passenger is an actual character that we haven't seen before,
yes.
which would be interesting.
That is a great, like, that's got to be it. That's
There
perfect.
is a character, the guy that I mentioned from Ozark, who
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure dies on a kill table.
Interesting.
And I mean, in fact, I'd be willing to bet money that the kill scene we see in this trailer
Is him.
that scene. Could be him.
Oh, could be. Because do you know much about him from the article?
All I know is his name. I don't know
okay.
anything other than that. So
Okay.
Who you really are.
New
Tell me
secrets.
more about your friends.
Prater likes to own things.
Okay.
Prater likes to own things.
So,
That's Charlie's car. Charlie is Uma Thurman.
okay.
So he's riding around Central Park with
Kristen
Charlie,
Ritter.
hanging out with Kristen Ritter. There's shots of him running through Central Park with her.
Yeah. What is
he's clearly-
this?
I don't know. He's on the hunt for somebody, for something. This,
Yeah.
if I had to guess, based on our theory about this being some sort of game, this is him
Playing the game.
either playing the game or maybe before that. Maybe this is him looking for clues about the dark passenger killer or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Could be. Could be.
I feel like maybe this, if it is a game, if we're running with the theory that it's a game, him officially jumping in and participating in the game is when he starts looking like the Unabomber.
Yeah, for sure. Like
With
this.
the backpack and the hood and the glasses and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know. It's weird and I love it.
I love it so fucking much. And some of our favorite moments in the series are when he's interacting with other serial killers. They're usually on his table, but sometimes he's befriending them, like with Miguel Prado, kind of, or the Trinity killer. And
I hope at least one or two of those other killers ends up dying, like on his table, because I feel like they're all pretty cocky. They're probably all going to be pretty cocky, and I want
they're all
Dexter to assert his dominance. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And I bet Dexter is going to play it really humble and just kind of quietly
he's secretly going to be the biggest predator in the room. You know
right.
what I mean? Like the most dangerous predator in the room.
Because all these other people, you have to imagine, they've been operating for a long time like he has. Yeah. And so they all have this kind of superiority about them.
I think Neil Patrick Harris is going to be super cocky. Like
you think so?
Super cocky. Yeah.
I hope he doesn't die. I hope
dude,
he
he
stays
dies.
around.
I hope.
Really?
I kind of hope they all die, but they're not going to. But the one that I'm the most interested in is Eric Stonestreet's character Al.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see him in a little bit.
His character sounds creepy as hell.
Really?
So, yeah. And he's obviously very unexpected casting.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that's all about.
I wonder. He looks like somebody that would be like a taxidermy kind of guy or something. Am I close?
No, I mean not really.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it. I
Yeah.
don't want to
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I
The
was just.
information, if you're interested, the information is out there.
Yeah. I was just taking a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's talking with Kristen Ritter. He's in this beautiful mansion, and I love the idea of them all coming together in this billionaire's house. It is so like murder mystery, Knives Out kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that.
She's also, her character is a sommelier, so like this could
poisons maybe.
This could be Leon's Manor, or it could be like some fancy restaurant. I don't know.
Oh,
she looks like she might be dressed up to do. I don't know what sommeliers dress like, but she looks like she might be at work. I don't know. Because she looks like she's busy pouring wine for people. I don't.
Because I thought she was getting dressed up for this big meeting, because the meeting looks really fancy.
I mean, it very well could be, but I can tell you she is definitely a sommelier.
Okay, so she probably uses like poisons and stuff then.
Sommelier by day, serial killer by night.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Likes to own things.
So he likes to own things. We see him as he's meeting up with Uma Thurman. People were theorizing that Uma Thurman was working for the FBI and that she brings him on to like work for the CIA or the FBI or something like that.
Interesting theory, but
clearly I would have been so pissed if he was like working for the government, if they were like, we'll get you out of the hospital and you work for us. I'm like, that would have been the stupidest storyline.
Yeah, but she's the head of security for Leon.
Right.
For Leon's character, or Peter Dinklage's character. So she's also one of the things, and you'll see it in a second in the trailer, she's the one who's going around finding all these killers and extending the invitations to, I'm guessing, participate in this game.
Right. Yeah, because she says the invitation has been sent or whatever.
Yeah.
Time to meet the man of the manor.
Welcome.
I love the shift
I cannot
in the music
express
in the scene.
Yes.
Where it goes from like the happy like thing and to this like kind of like creepy, dark like time to meet, the boss, and it's like, I don't know. He seems very likable. Peter Dinklage's character seems very likable, but like, let's be honest, we all want to see him. He's going to be a villain. He's got to be a villain. He's got to be the bad guy. So it'll be really interesting to see how that comes together. I want to see that man on a kill table.
Right. I know.
God damn it. That would be gold. That scene will be gold.
It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect.
I'm not just saying that for obvious reasons. I mean, that is a consideration. But
sure, I'm with you.
Peter Dinklage is an amazing actor, and I think he'll like the banter, the kill table like banter between those two.
Can you imagine what that final conversation is going to be like? Oh, so good. Here's where the shift in music happens.
Time to meet the man of the manor.
Welcome. I cannot express how excited I am to meet you.
You really like serial killers.
I pride myself on finding the best of the best in every...
So he's a collector of things.
There's Eric Stone Street.
Yeah. He says, you really like serial killers. He's like, I like to find the best of the best. So these are all of like the best serial killers. That's a great shot right there where he's like just looking around and the camera is kind of rotating. Yeah, and he says, he's like, I'm so excited to meet you. So he knows.
Yeah.
Somehow he knows.
That is my biggest question mark, is he somehow knows
that
he's a serial killer. And I don't know if he knows that he is the Bay Harbor Butcher, but he knows that he's a serial killer somehow.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder.
And you know what? I have a new theory. It just came to me right now.
I have one too. Go ahead.
I think the first 4 or so episodes of the show, he's going to get to New York City. He's going to catch wind of this other guy, the guy that I mentioned. And he's going to start stalking this guy and hunting him, and he's going to kill him. And Uma Thurman or Peter Dinklage are going to somehow know that he did it, and they're going to follow him. They're going to watch him. They're going to see him kill this guy, and they're going to realize this guy's a
Yes.
serial killer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And what's up,
Boom.
Nova? Thanks for being here.
That is my theory. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he runs afoul of Uma Thurman. But her kind of like tailing him and like following him. Maybe we see like this car following him in the first couple episodes. And we're like, what's up with that?
Even better. Let's take it one step further.
Uh-huh.
Uma Thurman, because she's obviously the person who goes out and tracks these people down to recruit them for this mission or this game or whatever that he's got going.
Right.
Uma Thurman is tracking the dude that Dexter is tracking.
Oh yes.
So she's going to invite him to participate in the game.
Right.
And then she sees Dexter swoop in and take him out, and she's like, "Well, how about you come?"
Yep. That is a great.
But they're not.
Great
But
point.
they're not going to know the extent of who he is or what he is. So they're probably going to like assume that he's not as experienced or not as dangerous as he actually is.
Sure.
I like this.
Yeah,
I like this theory.
That's a solid theory. I love it. Love it. Okay.
You really like serial killers.
I pride myself on finding the best of the best in every field.
So this is the guy from Ozark, right?
No, this is the guy from Late Night with the Devil. The guy from
Ozark
is
Late
not
Night
in
from
this
the Devil.
trailer.
Oh, okay.
The
okay,
guy from Ozark, that I'm talking about from Ozark, is I think the only time he's in this trailer is when he's on the kill table, but you can't really see his face in the trailer. But there has been other things to suggest that he dies on a kill table.
Got it. Okay.
Fairly early in the season, which is why this.
Do you
all
think
tying
he's?
Together.
Do you think he's the Dark Passenger guy?
I think this is all kind of coming together. I think we're figuring this out as we watch this.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Let's show and tell.
Okay.
Neil Patrick.
Finding the best of the best in every field.
Let's show and tell, baby.
Neil Patrick Harris, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Let's
Kristen
get
Ritter
back.
too. Damn.
Yeah, she's looking fine as hell.
Yeah.
Look at Neil. Neil looks so good with long hair.
Yeah, and he's gonna be. I feel like he's gonna be like. He's gonna be a cocky motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, the thing that gets me excited is we get shots of him and Dexter walking around together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that is gonna be so fucking awesome. Like that's gonna be so good.
Seeing any of these actors share a screen with Michael C. Hall is gonna be really exciting, I think.
Yeah. How phenomenal. I cannot wait to see Neil Patrick Harris like what he does in this show, because I'm such a huge fan of his. And yeah, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And then
Tell, baby.
oh god, Kristen Ritter looking great.
There are others.
On their way.
Only in New York.
Okay.
And then we go switch back to the upbeat music. And it's good.
In every field.
Oh,
Let's show
went
and
too far.
tell, baby.
So there are others.
On their way.
So he says there are others besides. Well,
No, I think
is he
that's
talking
just,
about the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of showing things out of order.
Right. Okay.
Only in New York. Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night.
There, he's playing the game.
Yep.
And this is her
Invitation
delivering
to
an
the-
invitation.
Yeah. So I wonder.
Only in New York.
He's wearing an apron there.
He's in a kill room.
And yeah, it looks like he's on the hunt here.
This looks like maybe he's following Harrison. He looks very serious.
Oh yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I feel like when he's following Harrison, he looks serious. When he's playing the game,
Yeah.
looks like he's having fun.
Right.
It's the night.
Wonder what he's doing there, just kind of walking around New York.
He's looking at something, but yeah, he's on the hunt for something. But he's wearing the hat. It looks like he looks like he's in the Unabomber outfit.
Yeah. Do you
So,
think
man,
this becomes his outfit, like his getup?
Maybe this is this show's version of his like the brown shirt that he always wore when he was when he was stalking people
Yeah.
in the original series. Maybe they
Yeah.
found his new look.
Yeah,
Which
totally.
I dig it. I think it looks good.
Yeah, me too. What is this?
She's apparently delivering an invitation at a poker game. I'm assuming it's a poker game. It looks like a poker game.
Oh.
But
yeah.
she's going in here to deliver the invitation.
Okay, I wonder who's playing poker. There's these.
Invitation delivered.
This is the dark path you're going down.
There we go.
Right here. This right here is huge. Batista meets up with Harrison. Harrison is clearly traumatized.
Yeah.
Batista, I don't know how much he knows here, but he's telling him
Yeah.
he's going down a dark path, which makes me wonder if I feel like he's starting to. This is probably him trying to get to Dexter through Harrison.
Yeah.
And he's probably at this point, considering Dexter ran, he's probably like,
Yes.
he's
He
probably
probably
like, okay,
knows. He
there's
knows that
something to
Harrison is
this.
in touch with Dexter.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you keep up this relationship with Dexter, you're going down a dark path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't wait to see this. This dynamic is going to be really interesting.
Oh, so good. So good.
This is the dark path you're going down.
Look at that. He looks like, yeah, something's going on. Something's going on.
It looks like he killed someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah. Oh. There we go.
Yeah. Like that.
Like that. He's got him wrapped in plastic.
But he's definitely at his hotel.
Yeah. So I wonder, this guy, whoever this is, I wonder if he was messing with Harrison's girl, or he was known to be an abuser of some kind.
Maybe he literally saw, maybe he caught wind, maybe there was a murder that goes down in his hotel and he finds out that this guy is responsible. And is like,
Yeah.
well, if there was ever a time for me to use what my dad taught me, this
Yeah.
would be it.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I'm really excited to see.
He's got some earbuds in.
Yeah. Man, I cannot wait.
Grabs a butcher knife.
Yeah, this is like he's gonna cut up the body, but what the fuck is he gonna do with it?
I know. Oh,
Man.
God.
Yep.
Let's see.
He's come so far.
Yeah.
So these two characters right here are the two police officers, detectives that are based in New York City. That they're a major part of the story as well. I don't know.
Okay.
They're probably investigating Harrison.
You think?
I think they're on because he looks pretty scared to see them there.
Right.
So.
Okay.
I heard you to be careful, son.
Harry!
I'm tired of being careful.
Yeah, there's James
that Bridge Data
Remar.
Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's
so,
he got? What's the card?
I don't know, but I'm surprised we only saw one little clip of Harry in this trailer, but because he's going to be a major component. But
Interesting. He looks so good too.
yeah.
Be careful, son. I'm tired of being careful.
The knives, the plastic.
That's the guy. From OC.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah. And I can tell. You know how I can tell it's the guy?
Huh.
His bushy eyebrows.
Okay. Yeah, there's the classic Dexter.
Yep.
Where do you think he is? Hotel room?
He looks like he's in a motel room.
Yeah, motel. Huh.
Doing his thing.
What do you think?
Perfect end to that trailer.
Perfect
Perfect
ending.
fucking end. It looks like it's such a good mix of light and dark.
Yeah. Look at that smile.
Honestly, it feels, based on the trailer, it feels like they struck a really nice balance between the original and New Blood.
Yeah.
Which is what I was hoping, because I love both.
Yeah.
Like, finding elements and kind of finding the best of both worlds, I think is gonna be amazing. So yeah, I love this shot. I love this fucking shot.
Such a
Look at
good
this.
shot. He's
I
like
wonder
he's kind of finding a new look. He's got the hoodie and the hat and the sunglasses. Like,
he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna enjoy life a little bit. Yeah.
yeah. I kind of
You know what
wonder.
you know what they're gonna tie this into? The whole like I'm tired of being careful, whatever. This
Yeah.
is gonna be like his new lease on life. He's like, I almost died,
Yes. Yeah, for sure it is.
so I'm gonna fucking live my life.
Right.
Which it's gonna cause trouble.
Yeah. I wonder how many close calls he's gonna have with the other serial killers. Like, are they all gonna be trying to like kill each other, or
Maybe they're all trying to kill one like maybe they're
Yeah.
all trying to target. Maybe he's using them to like hunt down one particular person. And he's
Yeah.
like, whoever gets them wins all this money or something. You know,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh God, so interesting.
This is so unexpected, and yeah. The more I watch this trailer, the more I'm like, fuck, I'm so excited for this.
I'm so in. I'm so in. Come on. Where's the
Hit it.
Who do you think this is?
That's Harry. It's got to be.
That's Harry. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's at the whole thing where he's like, "How do I look?" He's saying it to Harry.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, look at this. He's in a Do you think it's a hotel?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the room where he kills that guy, because like if you go back to the shot where he's like where you were like he's wearing an apron,
Yeah.
is what he'd be wearing in the kill room. You see that green computer in the background.
Okay.
I have
so
a feeling he's in that guy's hotel room or apartment or whatever the hell this is.
Okay, so you don't think that's his computer?
No, I don't.
I was like, did Dexter get like a nice computer?
No.
What is he holding though? Is it?
I don't know.
Is that a phone?
Could be a phone. It's hard to tell from here.
Yeah, because in the
Or
other,
maybe he was taking a picture of himself so he can see how he looks.
right? Yeah. He had like a card or something when he was talking to Harry before, and I wonder what that was. But where is?
What do you think?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
Exciting stuff.
I'm so excited, Nick. I'm so excited.
As am I.
Oh,
We won't have to wait too long.
yeah. July 11th. July 11th.
11th.
Do you know what time?
Same time as Original Sin, I think, which was 8.
Okay.
Maybe they'll do it earlier because there's 2 episodes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
8
don't
p.m.
know.
your time? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So
Okay.
6 your time.
6
Whatever
my
it was
time.
for you for Original Sin, I think it's the same.
I can't remember what time I watched it, but yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, we'll have to do an episode for those first 2 episodes, like a live thing. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep doing these live because then I don't have to edit them.
Sounds like a plan.
And we could just talk on live stream.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Sounds good.
Sweet. Well, any final thoughts before we go?
No, I think we covered it all.
Yeah. So many good theories. I feel like we have a really good game plan. Oh, have you thought about what your bingo card is going to be?
Actually, I started the process of making it today, and I was just kind of mentally exhausted because we went run errands, and I came back and I was like, this is too much brain power required to think through this. So I set up a template, and then I was like, I'm gonna figure it out later. It's gonna be a lot harder than the original Sin, because the original Sin, it was a prequel,
right?
So you have all that. So this is everything. I just kind of have to pull out of my ass,
right?
I know the middle square is going to be Dexter kills someone on a kill.
Yeah. We do get Tonight's the Night, so that could be a square. That's kind of a gimme.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could play around with spots that are like Dexter kills Neil Patrick Harris or Dexter kills Lady.
I'm gonna play around with some of the theories that we kind of came up with here tonight. To fill in some of those squares for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
very cool.
I'll have that ready in a couple days.
Nice.
Probably.
I'm excited to see it.
I'll let you know.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know this was kind of last minute, but I got so excited by the trailer. I had to talk about it. I'm sure you
I know the
wanted to
feeling.
as well.
I know the feeling.
So,
And, I'm gonna go finish watching Andor.
oh, I need to start doing that. That is a good
Yeah,
thought.
you do. It's
Nice.
pretty good.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, or if you're watching this later, thank you so much. I didn't say this at the beginning because we were so excited to talk about the trailer, but all of our links are down in the description, so go check those out. Nick hosts the 4-Player Podcast, which is a podcast about video games, and then he also writes for the Dexter Daily, which I will also link down in the description so that you can go read his articles and theories and keep up with all of the latest Dexter news. I'm sure they will be ramping up in articles leading up to Dexter Resurrection. Do you post your bingo card there?
I will, yes. I think I posted it for Original Sin, so
Okay.
I'll do it again. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, get his bingo card. Follow along with us throughout the season. We'll be playing bingo, and you can join us with that.
I came so close to getting 2 bingos for Original Sin, but I didn't get any.
Yeah, I know you missed like a couple crucial spots, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
We'll see what happens.
I'm so excited. Well, thank you all for being here. Whether you're watching now or watching later, we appreciate you. Twitter, Discord, Patreon, all linked below. All of Nick's links down below. And we will see you. We'll see you for like book stuff in the meantime, but we will see you on Fantasy Files Reacts again on not on July 11th, but probably
Shortly
the next couple days after that. We'll want to talk about those first couple episodes. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.